Hey there, it's Katie and sometimes I quilt. So it's been a minute, it's been a month. I decided to take the month of November off. Day job was chaotic. And so now we're back with December, Christmas. My tree doesn't have a star on the top of it yet. That is apparently coming. And I have been doing some stuff. What I thought I might do, I'd always been curious about the concept of doing Vlogmas, but vlogging daily or uploading daily is probably not something that I can do. So I'm thinking about maybe trying a few more frequent things instead of committing to doing all 24 days. So let's see how we go with that. So over the last month or so, I've done some sewing and I'll show you that over the next couple of videos. I've been to an exhibition or two that I will show you, and we're in Chaotic Cat Hour, and I'll show you some of that in a minute. Also started getting ready for the holiday season, so Christmas. I haven't made my holiday thing yet this year. I have done over the last few years, tried to add one more Christmas themed holiday thing into the mix, and I can see a couple from where I'm sitting now, but maybe that's something I can work you through and my decision making process and all of that sort of stuff about what I add next. All this to say is I'm kind of here, I'm kind of back, and I'm hoping to be a little bit more consistent with it all. So a couple of weeks ago, I went to a quilt exhibition, or hanging of the quilts, out at Braidwood. Unfortunately, I went on the Saturday, and the Saturday, for reasons I can't explain because it was related to the weather, it was wet and misty, and so the quilts, which would ordinarily, during the Braidwood hanging of the quilts, be hanging in the main street of Braidwood, were in the church or two, and in other locations indoors around Braidwood. For those that were lucky enough to go out on the Sunday, they got to see the quilts hanging in the street. But alas, I went on Saturday. But there are actually two shows that weekend. So there's Braidwood, but there's also one a little bit further back in Bungendore. And that one is an indoor show. So it was set up, ready to go, all good, all the rest of it. And I took a little bit of film there, not so much in Braidwood, because the day wasn't really conducive to it. When I was looking at the quilts at Bungendore, what I've tended to focus on are the quilts that really spoke to me. And there were two in particular using a Tilda range of fabric that I've bought, that I then got home and realised it wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be. And I've been at a little bit of a loss as to what to do with it. And there was a really interesting crocheted edge on one of the quilts that I really want to give a try to. Sorry, I need a haircut. And I think I'm going to try doing something like that. Maybe I might do it as, combine it with my Christmas thing. There's a thought. The other quilt was more of a traditional piece quilt. There was some applique and some embroidery and that sort of stuff going along with it. There was also like I said, it seems to be cat witching hour. My secondary Christmas tree has just gone over. Oh well. So there were the two quilts we're using the Tilda fabric, and I was curious to see how they'd used it, because it was whole range. So there'll be video of that. There'll also be video of a couple of other quilts. So yeah, like I said, I focused really on quilts that I really liked and really enjoyed. And one that made me giggle because it was a lot of cat fabric, and you'll get to see that, and that was really cute. There was also a Bonnie Hunter quilt there. Now, Bonnie Hunter, really big globally for her quilt patterns and her quilt along, which has just started. Every year I look at it and go, oh, will this be the year that I actually do it? But I know for me, mystery quilt alongs is not something that I really enjoy. I like to know, broadly speaking, what the end point is going to look like. So I've never really done the mystery quilt alongs. I am currently doing a Bonnie Hunter thing though, and I'll show you that maybe next time. But there was a Bonnie Hunter quilt there, and there was a whole lot of really different things, and I really enjoyed it, and it was so much fun. Anyhow, I'm going to pop you over to that video now. It'll only go for probably like 5 minutes or so. So, hi, welcome back, and maybe this is my version of Vlogmas. Okay, see you next time.